welcome to our second round with Greg Orange's Blue-White Control after loss to Elves first shot. This is Ben Weinberg, I think. This hand's not good. This hand is fine. I'm okay with hands like this that are just like in need of one land with the scry, because I think, especially with this deck, I think they're better than 5. Also, I've got like 1, 2, like some cheap interaction. Okay, yep, Storm. That's what I thought he was on last time I was playing. It might be Adnos too, but I remembered it being some combo deck. I guess Basic Island points towards Storm with an Adnos. This is pretty good. I will accept this hand versus Storm. I'm perfectly fine suspending Ancestral there and leaving up 1. All the things that Storm does early that I'm scared of cost 2 for Spell Snare. Yeah, that you can just get right on out of here. Notably, in the past, I would have wanted to save Path for that and then Spell Snare a Pyromancer Ascension. But that's just not how Storm works these days. Storm doesn't have Pyromancer Ascension anymore. They have all Electromancers all day. Just barrels and barrels of Electromancers. Also, that timing on that vision into Spell Snare is really clutch, because once my opponent, he hits 4 mana, Ben's going to be representing Gifts Ungiven, which I'm then going to have to leave up Leak for at all points. So getting that 1 mana out of the way as early as possible is pretty key. And then also getting that to resolve as soon as possible is very key, before he can build up all the mana he needs. I think I need to Mana Leak that, because once I Path, Mana Leak's pretty bad. And it's Mana Leak trades for a Ritual. I think I'm okay with that. And here I want to fetch a Hollowed Fountain on tap so I can guarantee the 3rd blue, because I have a number of cards, like I have all the Ghost Quarters in my 4th line that would not let me do that. I'm firing that now because I want my Cryptic mana up next turn. And also, I think even on upkeep, the extra mana can be utilized to Gifts Ungiven, so it's kind of sketchy. We're on 2 with this, or 1? 2. There we go. So this is the kind of hope that he fires something that he doesn't need to. Yeah, can't stop that. Yeah. Pretty dead to a few things. Like, in-hand, I guess in-hand Passion Flames is not the end of the world for me. Just insta-dead to Remand. Empty the Warrens. Okay, so that's 6 Goblins? Do I even care about that? Probably counter one of those and draw a card. I was letting those resolve because I was debating if I wanted to counterbounce a goblin. Oh no, that was bad. That was so bad. I'm so bad. Yep. Yeah, I learned my lesson. I was supposed to counter one of. Yep. Yep. I was supposed to counter one of the copies, so I can't get remanded there. I like realized my mistake as soon as I was doing it. Um, that's like super. Like that's not a common thing to have happen because usually the storm spell is like more than lethal. It's weird that a short stack empty like that. I can't condemn here because that gives him bonus goblins. Probably getting remanded, at which point I die. Oh, it didn't get remanded? That's very lucky. Okay. Okay, we might be able to work something out here. I'm going to fire the Cryptic under the logic that I want to establish Elspeth at the highest possible life total, and also hope... Oh, that was it. That's actually not the end of the world. I think saving the life is actually relevant, and I can... Oh, no, that was bad. That was really bad. Because I need the white source for Elspeth. Yeah. I was thinking saving the life mattered, but I forgot that... I was thinking that later I could Ghost Quarter, but once I hit my 6th land, it has to be a white source. So that was a mistake. I'm likely now facing down a ton of goblins. Yeah, this deck is not... The way this deck is constructed is not good against elves or storm. Okay, I'm good enough. I'm gonna save us all some time. I may as well explain the stack real fast. So this gives ungiven. We're at 3 storm. I'm at 11 life. So this is gonna get Past in Flames, 3 rituals. There's gonna get a ritual, a Metamorphose, and then this cast from the graveyard. It'll get another Past in Flames and a Grape Shot, and then it'll die. It's this storm deck. Oh. So there's a Past in Flames in... Yeah, well, I'm going to bin the 2 things that are obvious. I just want to see the Past in Flames in hand here. Yeah, this Storm deck, as with all the cost reducers and gifts, is really deterministic relative to previous Storm decks. Like the old modern Storm decks, you would usually draw pretty close to your whole deck and then eventually kill them. This, not so much. So I want these. I want Celestial Purge in some amount. I want these for... goblins. Again, the same cards are just terrible in this matchup. So as you can see, like a big core choice of the deck that we're playing is not good here. This card's bad. Condemn also very bad. These all fine. I could board in Firewalker for like a stupid beatdown plan. Yeah, the options are like... I can either... I guess those decks usually only have like 3 basics. I could eventually Ghost Quarter them out. It's really slow. I don't want to go down that road. So the option is whether cantrips are better than Firewalkers. I actually think Firewalker is better. I do have to kill my opponent somehow, and it manages smaller Empty the Warrens pretty well. This is a pretty good draw. The mana in this deck is a little more awkward than I was expecting. I kind of... but you don't have enough to negate fetches. I feel like 3-color might just be better than straight blue-white in the non-unified metagame. This is the same decision I had turn 2 of round 1, game 2. I think because I have the other vision suspended, making the technically incorrect play from last round is correct. I think that if I tap down, there's a good chance I just die, especially if I like path my opponent up to Gifts range. Two. Yeah. This 6 lands that don't cast Cryptic Command thing is not my cup of tea. I guess I did do it in stand. I had 25 lands though. It's really the issue is not. It's not so much the 6 lands that don't cast Cryptic, as the fact that there's only 17 lands that do, as opposed to like 19. I think that's a pretty significant difference. Another draw of the multicolor decks is you can flex a little on that, play a little less basic planes, cards that do more things. Yeah, I can't afford to Ghost Quarter my own land. Just literally cannot. So he hasn't played a land, so Ben probably... I think I want to path that. Because I want to defend my Ancestral from like a snare or something. Yeah, this worked fine. This is all going fine. I want to draw cards. Can I do that? That's allowed? I'm so... Oh my gosh, I drew Seaproom Coast. Oh my gosh, I hate everything. That... I do technically have 2 counters up. I don't think I want to go... Do I want to go down off of 2 counters up to Ancestral? But then to even have 1 counter up, I'm forced to do that, so I don't want to do that. I don't think... I'm not... I want the other blue source. Definitely want another blue source. Want all the counters. I think I want the path because I don't want to have like a stock Electromancer Cascade. It's one of those 2 draw spells. I think it's Ancestral, but I'm not entirely sure. That's just kind of like a default choice of, you know, how much longer do I guess the game is going to go that long if I win. And I do have all the... Yeah, I should have discarded Serum Visions. Barrel. Chief of Compliance. You can trade the Dispel, the Choke on mana. Yeah, we're going to let that resolve and we'll path it in the middle of all this stuff. I think there's a good target for Spell Snare. I think Dispel at this point is better than that. And now Ben's at a choke point where he needs multiple rituals to get out of it, which is not super common. And then if he does go ritual and then tries to follow up with another ritual, I can dispel and take all the rituals effectively. That's pretty good value. Please go ahead. Do your worst. This is pretty worst. That's fine. Okay. As long as that's not an Electromancer, I think I was okay. Still not an Electromancer. I'm very okay. And this turn, I am definitely draw step firing Vendilion. Oh my gosh, I tapped wrong like an idiot. I was supposed to leave up the Ghost Quarter. I just default tapped the colorless source. Yeah, probably dead from here. I should have been able to... I was planning on Ghost Quartering my own land to get out of this. To be able to dispel that remand. Mistakes were made. Yeah. It's a pretty costly misplay there. It's hard for me to imagine... Ooh, okay, so... Just a big empty the Warrens? Okay, I can potentially handle that. Oh, nope, just dead. Yeah. So I would see all of this would take the passive flames potentially. It's hard to... If he has 2 threats in his hand, it's actually pretty bad. I guess he didn't, just based on the way Ben sequenced or has like played all these cards. It's unlikely that his last card was another threat like Gifts. It could have been an empty the Warrens, or yeah, it could have been an empty is like the only threat it could have been, or I guess a second Past in Flames. But if I'm not dead from here, something went horribly wrong. Yeah, sad misclick. Oh, did I accidentally not bring in the Rest in Peace in this matchup? That's horrendous. That's a huge omission. I forgot that it was a Rest in Peace and not another Stony. Yeah, Rest in Peace. So one of the problems with that deck, it would have been an Over the Firewalker, so I would not have seen it this game, so it wouldn't have changed anything. But one of the problems with the Storm deck is that it's vulnerable to like discard plus creature removal is hard for it. Yeah, this is just dead through the same way that I was before. I'll save him the time, but good games, Ben. That deck it has a lot of axes that you can fight it on. People don't really have traditional Storm hate anymore, like maybe an Eidolon of Rhetoric out of the toolbox decks. But that's a way you can fight it with like Thoughtseize and creature removal to handle this, then keep them from a critical mass. Or you can graveyard hate it. That's it's not impossible, but it makes them go exactly through Empty the Warrens, which you can usually stop. Yeah. Ugh. Dead. Not the best.